Today was the what felt like the first real day of spring, and man, my emotions, like my joy, has been just overwhelming today. I'm definitely one of those people who the weather tends to affect their mood. So if it's a nice sunny day out, it's nice weather. I am feeling amazing. So felt good today. Very very warm out. So just I spent some time walking around today, getting outdoors, and I ended up putting off a little bit of the work today just because I was kind of enjoying the sun. But yeah, it felt excellent. Today's also day 66, which is, I guess, by like most like people that study habit and behavior and all this stuff, day 66 is considered like the official time that a habit has been developed. So 66 days of writing every day, that I guess in theory means that the habit now of everyday writing is now instilled in me, and more or less this will be just sort of an automatic thing now, where I'll just kind of every day go to the page and get my writing done. I don't really believe that, like in the sense of I don't think it's gonna be that simple, but from what the literature I've read, that tends to suggest that after 66 days, just get whatever habit you develop, you kind of just do automatically. So here's hoping, but I am not as convinced. Uh, with that, I am still making more headway in the first read through of my novel. I've I found some more sections as I've gone through that I tend to like more. It's kind of a weird sort of thing where the first, like we'll just call basically the first maybe 100 pages or so. It seemed like that was where a lot of the stuff I didn't like was, and then as I've gone through, it seems that the sort of the middle part here has been way better. I guess that's sort of the opposite, and I think people tend to have really strong beginnings and endings, and the middle tends to be where things tend to sag and get worse. But so far, my middle has actually been better than my intro. So I guess kind of good and bad in a sense. It feels at least like I've avoided that sort of messy middle issue, but we'll see kind of where things go as I get towards sort of the end. I'm approaching about the halfway mark at this point, so definitely getting through it, and yeah. So I guess a little bit better news than yesterday, which was all, which was a lot of slogging through a lot of bad stuff, and for all I know, I mean, my perspective might be skewed. I mentioned the weather thing earlier. For all I know, I'm just looking at my writing with a bit more of maybe a rose tinted glass today than I have before, just because of the weather. It happens. It's one of those things where there's a lot of outside factors that go into your judgment, that people don't really think too much about. So perfectly possible that the work's just on the same level of kind of the same par there, but it just happens to be I happen to be a bit happier today, so my opinion, my work tends to be a bit better. Hoping that's not true, but I suppose that's always a potential reason as well. But yeah, so still cranking along here. It'll probably take me a few more days before I finally get done with my first read through, and then I'll start going through and actually making the revisions happen.